Zapier is the service we use so that you can send the leads that our platform generates for you automatically to your own CRM. To do this, you'll need to reach out to our support team at hello@leadrilla.com and ask for a unique link to set up the Zapier integration, as well as an API key. I'm going to share my screen here and walk through what it looks like to actually set up a Zapier link so that our leads can go directly into your CRM. So first, you can see I've emailed myself here with this Zapier invite as well as my API key. So if I click on this Zapier invite here, it's going to take me to Zapier and it's going to tell me that I've been invited to use Leadrilla on Zapier. So I'm going to go down here and click accept invite and build a Zap. So once I accept that invite, I can go over here to this big black button that says make a Zap. And this is where I'll be choosing a trigger, which is a new lead coming into the Leadrilla platform that performs an action, which is dropping that lead into your own CRM. So first, like I said, is choosing a trigger. We're going to search Leadrilla. You can see here that it's recognized that we've been invited to use Leadrilla on Zapier. So we're going to select that. We're going to select the trigger event to be new lead. That's the only trigger event that we allow here currently. So that's what it'll default to. Once you do that, you'll click next. And then you're going to have to sign into Leadrilla. This is where you're going to need that API key that I mentioned. So I'll go back to this email that I sent myself here. I'm going to copy this big long API key. Go back into Zapier, paste this in, click continue. And this is how Zapier is going to communicate with my Leadrilla account. So now that I've got that connected, I'm going to click continue here. And it's going to ask me to customize this lead. So for this part, it's going to ask for the name. I'm just going to type in my own name here as an example. We'll connect all the lead fields later on in this example, but for now you can just put your own name, customizing that lead, just so the system can recognize it. Once I do that, I can click continue. And now it's going to ask to test that trigger. So to test that trigger, our system will send a test lead to Zapier so that it can test all the different fields. So I'm going to click test trigger here. You can see that it's the most recent lead that I've received on my account. I can see that this is all correct. This is a lead that I've recently received. So once I check that out, I can click continue here. And now it's going to ask me to find the CRM that I want to integrate with. So here at Leadrilla, I'm just going to use the CRM that we use for all of our sales. So I'm going to type in fresh sales here. And since I've already integrated with this account, it's probably not going to ask me to enter my API key. But I'm going to have to choose an action event that I want to happen whenever that trigger event happens. So whenever a lead gets sent to the Leadrilla platform, I need to choose what I want fresh sales to do. So I'm going to create a new contact anytime a lead is created through Leadrilla. I'm then going to click continue there, and it is going to ask for my API key. So it's going to ask me to sign into fresh sales just like it did with Leadrilla. So I've already got this set up on this other tab over here. I'm going to click over to fresh sales real quick. You can see this is the API key. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back over to Zapier. I'm going to paste this API key in, as well as the domain. And this step will look different depending on the CRM that you use. For fresh sales, this is what it looks like, but it'll be slightly different for other CRMs as well. Once I get that in, I'll click yes, continue. I'll go back into Zapier. I'll see that my fresh sales account has now been connected, and I'll click continue here. Now it's going to ask me to customize the contact that's going to come into my CRM. So this is where it's going to pull the information from Leadrilla, and I'm going to connect that information and tell Zapier how I want it to be displayed in my CRM that the lead is coming to. So first name, I want it to be the first name of the lead that Leadrilla is sending me. Last name, I want it to be the last name of the lead that Leadrilla is sending me. I want it to pull the email from the email that Leadrilla has provided. Mobile number, I can click show all options and I can see the number. And we're just going to go through and do this for all options that we want that information provided on our CRM. So I'm going to go down and make sure I get all of these. As you can see here, as I'm scrolling down, these are all just options that I put within my own CRM. So this is going to look different for each of you depending on the fields that your CRM allows for. But the important ones are going to be, for our leads, are going to be the name, phone number, email, home address, and birthday, because those are the information that gets pushed whenever a lead is created on our platform. So I'm going to scroll down here. So here's address. I'm going to click on address, show all options. I'm going to connect that to the address that Leadrilla sends. City, I'm going to connect that to the city that Leadrilla sends. State, I'm going to connect that to the state that was pushed. Zip code. And then that should do it for this, since I don't have a ton of other information coming in from that. Once I have all of that in there, I'll scroll on down here and I'll be able to go ahead and click continue, and we're going to be able to test this and make sure that it's working the right way. So once I click continue here, it's going to say send test contact to whatever your CRM is. So in this case, of course, it's Fresh Sales. It's going to show all the information that's pushing from Leadrilla into your CRM. So you can see first name, last name, email, mobile number, as well as all of these other fields that I connected when I was setting up this app. So I've got also address, city, state, and zip code as well. So once I go on down here, I'll be able to hit test and continue. And now what's going to happen here is if I were to go into my CRM, I'd be able to see that this lead that Leadrilla generated for me is now within my CRM. So whichever CRM you're connecting, whenever this step goes on, you're going to want to click over into that CRM and verify that the lead that was generated on Leadrilla has now been sent into your CRM. That's going to verify that this Zap is working. Once you do that, that's all that there is to setting up the Zapier link. So you're going to click turn on Zap. And once you do that, this link is now active. You'll be able to turn that link on and off as you please. But anytime a lead comes in through Leadrilla, Zapier is going to recognize that and it's going to push it directly to your CRM that you've integrated on this Zapier with. If you have any troubles with this, I know this is a complicated process, so feel free to reach out to our support team and we'll do whatever we can to help you out and make sure you get this set up correct.